welcome to Scotch Gaming Podcast. This is Sunday, 23rd of September, 2012, and this is episode 5. We're back again to talk about the weekly news, things that are happening, and everything that you love. Back with us again, our lovely and handsome hosts. First off, we have Shannon Miller. What have you been up to for the week, mate?
We got my computer back. Woohoo! Raise the roof! Yeah, I got my computer back. Been playing some games, so back in on it.
Yep, awesome. Chris Wilsey, didn't see you here last week. What happened, mate?
What did happen? I don't remember, actually.
I think it'd work.
I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Yeah, maybe. I think it'd work. I don't remember, but anyway.
Yeah, it was work.
Sorry about that.
What have you been up to this week?
My fans who love me. I've been playing Borderlands, and we'll talk about that later, but, you know.
Excellent. And we go around to Nick. Busy week, mate? What have you been up to?
Busy, selling lots of games, making lots of monies.
Awesome. And last but not least, Liam Fistlord Atwell, you have a cam now. Say hello to your adoring fans.
I missed the fist. I missed the fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You showed up the wrong hand, mate.
Oh, sorry.
99%.
You know it.
What have you been up to this week, mate?
Oh, same as Chris, is playing some Borderlands.
Alright. And me, I have been working as always, setting up the podcast, having fun like that, and, you know, playing Borderlands like the rest of them. So, before we kick it off this week, not talking about Borderlands, because we'll leave that till later. We'll talk about Wii U again for a little bit. Just want a quick little note that pre-orders sold out in GameStop in America. So all those naysayers that out there that were like, no, this might not be that so good, I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Looks like it's selling gangbusters in America.
Yeah, Americans will buy anything.
Yeah?
Nah. Look, I'm one of those naysayers, as you say, so I don't know. We'll wait and see. Look, I think even me, I said last week, it'll sell out this Christmas for sure. It'll go off, but it'll be the long term where I think it's going to fall over a little bit. But yeah, I don't doubt it'll sell out here too before we know it. What do you think, Shannon?
Yeah, I think the same thing. Well, I knew it was always going to do good. Like, off the back of the Wii, the original Wii, it was kind of a given, I think, in my mind, that it was going to, you know, make a bunch of money anyway, and it was another console for the sort of softcore gamer. But, yeah, it's just, I suppose, with all these pre-orders selling out, it just shows you in numbers exactly how much market share Nintendo still holds, even opposite to what the naysayers say, so, yeah. Can't wait.
On a side note, does anybody think that this is all a marketing ploy?
Yeah.
A bit of, we sold out, there's no more, guys. Yeah, and then you watch, like, a few days before, we got new stock, and watch all those people throw their money into shops. I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
People just walk past with buckets, throwing buckets of money in the store.
Give me
Give me away, please.
Before it sells out again.
I don't know. I think that it's kind of interesting to note that, you know, GameStop in the US would probably have a large market share of pre-orders, probably the largest out of all retailers in the US. So it's kind of hard to believe that they did sell out. But maybe it is actually that popular. Who knows?
Time will tell.
Well, I'm with Nick on the marketing scheme.
I think it's Max and Nintendo.
Yeah.
Build up the buzz and you know, get everybody thinking they can't get it, and then go, we found another truckload.
Delivery was late.
Oh.
Yeah. Feels like Kurt's dropped out.
I know. Did Kurt disappear? Like,
No, I'm still here, mate. I'm still here.
Right.
I'm just letting you guys talk.
You're the trend man.
Alright, guys. With
my piece. Nintendo sucks. No, they're alright.
Alright, with the new Wii U coming out, obviously, do you guys think that it should have a new mascot aside from the Mario Zelda? Do you think they should really force a new one onto us, apart from the old ones? A new IP.
I think
The Sonic
that
Dolls?
is the worst idea ever.
Yep. Ever?
Yeah,
Bad
that-
idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you miss with Mario? Like Mario, Zelda, they've been selling consoles for the last how many years? Really, a new mascot? It would be the cheesiest thing ever. Like nobody would ever accept it. It would be the worst idea ever. So they will probably do it.
Yeah.
They should get like a zombie from Zombie U to be the mascot. That will get people there.
I don't think they need a new mascot at all. Like, when you think about the other two leaders, Sony and Microsoft, they really don't actually have a mascot. Yeah, they might have a popular figure, but they don't even have a mascot anymore. Like, I think mascots are sort of gone with the wind in that respect, and if Nintendo are riding on the back of it, what's the point in them changing it? Like, if it's still working for them, there's no point in them changing it. Like Nick said, Mario is like... When you think of Mario, you know... when you think of Nintendo, you know Mario, like, that's immediately what you think. And if you ask anybody, you know, name a popular gaming hero, they're going to say Mario. And name a popular gaming villain.
I think Sonic, and someone says...
You know what though? Mario's not just a gaming hero. He's actually like a pop culture icon. You know what I mean? People who don't play games know who Mario is. He's probably the most popular freaking character in the whole world. Like, why would you mess with that? I mean, like last week I was saying...
Goku.
Yeah, okay. Goku would kick Mario's ass.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up. But no, like seriously, I was saying last week that Nintendo needs new IPs, definitely. They need to get some creative minds and make some new characters. But that's not to say that they're going to throw away the character that has made them famous for all these years. You don't need a new mascot. You just need some new characters. But they can't replace Mario as their mascot. That's a terrible idea.
Alright. Anyone else got any thoughts on that?
I agree.
No, yeah.
Alright, awesome. Alright, so from Mario to Black Ops 2, I guess we'll talk about zombies before with Zombie U, Liam, so I might lead this one on to you. Black Ops 2, rumours have it, there may be a zombie campaign. What do you
It
reckon?
would be excellent. That's all I'm saying.
Zombies, mate.
Do what?
Zombie campaign in Call of Duty would be excellent. I would
Zombies
play
are
that
popular in Black
all
Ops.
the time. 'Cause, I love zombies in World of War than in Black Ops, and to have an actual campaign would be hilarious.
Do you think though that in a campaign they would actually develop a whole campaign around the zombie storyline, or would it be just zombie skins? Sort of thing?
I reckon it would be pretty funny to do the zombie skins, like do the whole campaign in a Game Plus mode, where you basically just have the story and zombies. You're just shooting zombies. That'd be good.
And they talk to you as well, like Reznov is a zombie.
Yeah.
I'm Reznov.
People, they'd be like, they even have guns. That'd be pretty funny.
Zombies have guns.
Zombies with guns. Treya, do it.
You've heard it from the Fist Lord, Treya.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Well, you'll get this.
I think every game should have zombies from now on. It should be mandatory. Every single game. I want to play Wii Fit U and have a zombie chasing me, and that's my motivation to run and burn off those calories. Zombies, every game.
Because automatically, when you see zombies, you just want to run. So it's a perfect marketing scheme for
Or
Nintendo.
you want to shoot at them.
Do it.
This is like a little bit off topic. Well, not really, but Resident Evil 6 is coming up, obviously. Anybody who loves Resident Evil 6 needs to go out and watch a new Resident Evil movie.
No,
I'm not
don't.
I'm not talking about the shit Mila Jovovich fucking crap fest that comes out every once in a while. I'm talking about Resident Evil Damnation. Watched it last night. Amazing. It's a prequel basically to Resident Evil 6. If you love Resident Evil, watch it. It's amazing.
Alright.
That was a good movie.
So you reckon
Straight from the Abdoodle.
zombies should be in every game, Nick? So alright,
I stand by that.
Name an achievement for Assassin's Creed 3 with zombies. Go.
Put me on the spot.
Make one up, Matt.
Make one up.
I know one. Shank 'em and bake 'em. So you got to use your shank 'em and bake 'em. Use your hidden blade and push them into a fire.
Alright.
Okay,
So,
by that. No, I'm not saying that. That's really inappropriate.
so that was my awesome segue into Assassin's Creed 3 achievements being leaked. Now, I'm just gonna quickly show you guys some of the achievements on the stream. So bear with me for a second while I do that. Alright, so we have some basic ones here: Rude Awakening, Rear to Animus, There's a whole bunch of them. T's for Englishmen, complete sequences. Doesn't seem to be really that many interesting ones here. Have you guys seen many of the achievements that got leaked?
No, I haven't
Yeah,
seen too much
just
of that,
looking
actually.
right now, actually. Okay, there's a bunch of
But
them.
it gives some
Multiplayer
spoilers
mode.
out there.
Ah. Okay, well that's going to annoy people. Obviously, like, when it comes to achievements, like, I'm not achievement whore at all. Like, there are people that will focus on, like, 100%ing a game, and
He's
that's what
just
they
a
love to
regular
do.
whore, by the way. Just
But,
putting it out there.
but looking at these, there are multiplayer achievements, which is going to get a few bees in a caught in a few bonnets, because I know that there's a lot of people that will play something like Assassin's Creed only for the single player, and if they're having to 100% it by getting like multiplayer achievements, that's going to piss off a lot of people. So that could get annoying. Obviously, they're only leaked ones, so they might not be true, but with it only being a couple of months out of release, I'd probably say they're legit.
Yeah, they don't really seem that interesting though. Like from the ones I've seen, just like do a few something. They don't really seem to be like any obscure, do something really random sort of things.
Does
Yeah.
anyone here actually play for achievements? Like, are you guys
No.
fussed about achievements? I know I'm not. Like, I'm in it for like an awesome story. I
There
mean,
was only one game that I sort of
Well-
liked getting achievements on. That was Diablo 3. When I got them, it was cool, but I didn't actually care for getting them, if that
Well, how
makes
about
sense.
WoW? You get a reward for finishing achievements, which is pretty cool. Like, I'll go for the achievements in World of
See,
Warcraft.
that's a cool idea. When you got a reward
Yeah.
to look forward to, but a lot of games they just give you like a gamer score.
yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
to me. But like the overall gamer score, you know, like I couldn't care less. I think honestly, I don't play my 360 much, but I think my gamer score's like 5,000 on it or something. I couldn't give a crap what it's at, honestly. Like, same
Yeah.
with trophies on PS3. Like, I'm not fussed about what freaking trophies I've got. I think it'll piss off a few completionists, like Shannon was saying, but overall,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you know what? I like how excited everybody's got by the fact that the achievements leaked. Like, there's such a buzz around Assassin's Creed. Like, everybody's sifting through it, trying to, like, you know, find something out. They're so, like, excited. Like, it's going to be an amazing game. I don't think it matters, like, what achievements are in it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give spoilers to the achievements, actually.
Yeah,
still does.
I probably would go through it. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, just
Yeah.
spoilers.
I didn't really read it. I thought there might be some...
Yeah, it'll probably be one
spoilers
for
in
like killing some boss, and then you'll be able to find out who that is.
But
and-
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. There weren't really
Achievement-
any. Like many
Achievement, Connor guys.
Should have had a big spoiler.
That'd be
Should have had a big spoiler says...
Achievement complete
What's
game. Oh my god, I thought it was inevitable.
I
thought it went forever.
Yeah, there's one. Complete 100% of the main missions.
Oh, so now I know I completed 100%.
Well,
I know that.
I thought I could play 30% and I was done. Alright.
Oh, fuck my life.
Yeah, you're not me, mate. That's all that I complete games at.
Oh, you're fucking nothing.
That is,
I don't know
that's
what you
right.
start.
I'll give you guys like I used to live with this sideswipe here, and every time we get a game, he'd play it for maybe a day or a half, and then he'd finish maybe a quarter of it and be like, "Well, that was a good game." And just
He has not changed, not in the slightest. The amount of times I'm like, oh, did you
Hey.
finish it? Oh, I want to talk about the ending, Shannon. Oh, no, I haven't finished it. If I wait for him, I'll never get to talk about it. I'm like, do you care? I'm
I
going to
finished
talk about
Diablo
it.
3
Nah.
completely though.
Do you
Me
think
and
it's
Chris both
frustration?
did
4
it.
times.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
me and Chris officially finished it.
How long did that go? And you also fought
months.
so many times.
We all did,
never,
mate.
I
I
don't know how you
never
guys
tried
did
to
that.
did.
How do you sit
Oh,
there and
yeah.
just grind mindlessly in games like that? Like, I can't do it. Like, I don't get it. That you
But
can play
Diablo was
4
always
times,
fun.
but a mad
Yeah.
story you can't finish. Like,
Yeah, I agree with
what do
Nick.
you watch?
I can do
What do you
both
watch
though.
after a
High
TV show and
reward.
just fucking do that and turn the TV off halfway through a movie? Like, why do you
Yeah.
bother? What is
Yeah,
there?
I got some problems. That's why I drink Scotch. So I'm on Scotch gaming, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scotch gaming.
I personally
just-
could do both.
Just so you guys know, this is not actually about gaming. This is court remanded rehab type talks that we need to do. So this is an Alcoholics Anonymous
Yeah,
group.
just so everyone knows, they're breaking me down. They're trying to build me back up. So
Yeah.
it's
If
been
you're
a few
tuned in for
weeks.
games, yeah, sorry guys.
Part of the
I
five,
just started. I'm on my first day, so...
part of the 5 steps. Alright, guys.
I got my chip.
What's your What's your favorite RPG developer that loves storylines that developed an MMO? That's not Blizzard.
BioWare.
BioWare!
Their founders
What?
left. No,
Right.
recently the Bioware founders decided, the doctors obviously, decided they would retire. With this though, most of the original people that were in Bioware before they got bought out by EA they're gone. They're finished out. Is Bioware even Bioware anymore?
Stupid old people retiring. Work forever.
Yes.
I don't know. That's a tough
Interesting.
one. So you're saying
Comes after
everybody's gone, like
Essentially,
originals.
most all there probably are a few original developers there, but
Yeah.
none of the people that actually matter is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see it's sort of like, obviously it's
People that don't matter.
it must be a reflection on sort of how the company has been slanting lately. I know that there's a lot of people that are unhappy with how Mass Effect 3 ended, you know, how Star Wars The Old Republic went. That's sort of like going like on the way out with free-to-play and stuff like that, so I can sort of see that perhaps, you know, he left before everything kind of turned to shit, who knows?
Well, the thing is, Shannon, they were contracted for 5 years with EA. Obviously, when a big company buys something like Bioware, the people in charge and all the major people get contracted for a certain amount of years that they have to stay with the company, so they can't just sell the company and then all just fucking leave because they're buying the people, obviously. So their 5-year contract just ended, and then they pretty much ditched as soon as their contract finished.
Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense, I suppose, as well. Maybe they were looking for newer horizons, or I personally, I still think that it comes down a lot to sort of how the company has been faring lately.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people aren't happy with them. So,
Are you happy? Are you happy with them at all?
well, I never finished Mass Effect 3. But from everything I hear, you know, it's not what people were expecting, the endings for that. And I know with Star Wars I did play, and I had 2 level 50s and that, so I definitely played that for hundreds of hours.
It's well worth the money.
You know, and at the beginning, definitely well worth the money. But with how it's sort of headed towards now, like, you know, November, around there, we're going to be looking at a free-to-play game. So, and also with Dragon Age 2, apparently that wasn't near as good as what the first one was. So.
I would say
Fist down.
I would say with Dragon Age 2 though, the combat was a lot better than Dragon Age 1. Just saying.
Well, the areas where the
Yeah, but
that
that was about it. Like, the story was really lacking. Look, you know what? People forget that at the end of the day, the games industry is a dollar and cents business. I don't think like Old Republic did as well as they were hoping. So maybe that's got something to do with it. But I mean, BioWare's always delivered solid stories. I mean, yeah, Dragon Age 2 was a little bit lax, but I mean, overall they're pretty good.
I thought the storyline was still good with Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2.
areas.
It wasn't as epic though. Like in Dragon Age 1, it felt a lot more epic. The character you were playing was really important.
It had a bigger role in it.
Yeah, number 2, you just was a bit of a nobody. Like,
The only thing that really annoyed me about Dragon Age 2 was the areas, like, you kept going to the same place over and over again.
I think it was a bit rushed, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if EA had a hand in that, you know, pushing BioWare to release it, like, faster. Like, God, we all know they put deadlines on them and say...
Oh, certainly.
You know, like... Yeah. Well, I was going to actually spoil something that we've got talking about later, but yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were forced to, like, release a game that they weren't completely happy with Dragon Age 2. I think when BioWare's left to its own devices, they usually do pretty well.
Well, don't worry about spoiling, mate, because I assumed you were going to talk about Dragon Age 3.
That's what I was going to mention.
So we're going to move on to that now. Obviously, we've been talking about Dragon Age 2. As soon as the founders left, I think it was the new CEO or someone high up, announced that Dragon Age 3 will be coming out late 2003. Don't know the exact date, but we do know late 2003. We do
13?
2013. Sorry, my bad. I would like it to come out 2003 because then I'd already own it.
No, it'd suck by today's standards.
Frostbite 2 wouldn't have been invented.
Alright, but 2013. My apologies. But what we do know also that it is using Battlefield 3's engine. What do you guys?
It's gonna look friggin' incredible.
That's the old Frostbite, right?
Frostbite 2.
2?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it'll look amazing.
It will look amazing.
It looks like EA as a whole is using the Frostbite 2 engine within their company. I know that all the Need for Speed games now are using it. Apparently it's a very malleable engine, so you can pretty much turn it into whatever you want. It's not just for first-person shooters. So they've definitely made it into a racing engine. With they did it with the Need for Speed The Run, and now they're doing it with the next Need for Speed Most Wanted. So be interesting to see what they do with an RPG. But we can already tell from Battlefield that the characters in that game look amazing. Like the details in their movement and in their their facial animations and all that sort of stuff look incredible. So can you just imagine the spell effects and stuff like that in Dragon Age?
Yeah.
They're gonna look awesome, man. They're gonna look so cool.
I'm not a huge Battlefield 3 fan in general, but I gotta admit, like, the graphics were like stupendous on that thing. I can't wait to see like a Dragon Age setting on that engine. That's gonna be nuts.
Well, go Nick.
No, go on, Liam.
I was going to say, isn't BioWare use the engine for Command and Conquer as well?
Yeah, they are.
The new one.
Yeah, they're using Frostbite 2 for the new Command and Conqueror.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was announced last year, I think. Don't know what's happening with that, but yeah, sorry, go on.
Everyone's jumping on the Frostbite 2 engine. It's like, yeah, it's the go-to engine. Does everything. Yeah, no, look, it'll be amazing, I'm sure. I mean, it's a bit worrying thinking that a lot of the people that were responsible for Dragon Age being good in the first place aren't involved. I hope EA doesn't go all corporate and just, ruin it.
I think the lead writers of Dragon Age Origin are actually writing Dragon Age 3.
That
would be good.
Do you know who they were, Liam, at all?
Sorry?
Do you know who they were? Do you know
I
the
don't know
names?
who they were, but all I know is they made up the story, so...
Okay.
That's good news for me because I'm all about the story. So if they're doing it, I'm sure I'm going to love it.
Well, one thing, they actually announced that they realized the issues with Dragon Age 2. They announced it. They said, we know the issues. Dragon Age 3 will be nothing like Dragon Age 2. They completely said that. So they're not backing away from the fact that they know Dragon Age 2 had a lot of major issues.
So it's going to be set in today's day and age, and there's going to be no dragons.
Awesome!
It's going to be called Mirror's
just
Edge
like,
Age.
What's her name? That rapper, that girl. What's her name?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. Dragon's Age. She'll be the new dragon.
No,
I definitely want to kill that dragon.
No one could beat her.
the crap out of me.
We'd all lose that game.
Nicki Minaj!
You'd hear it.
Fire and flying overhead.
You'd hear it once and just smash your computer.
Her ass is so big.
That's the part that breathes fire, yeah?
Alright, we're getting off topic a bit there. We're gonna move on from Dragon Age and Nicki Minaj to talk about PlayStation. Talk about PlayStation Plus coming to the Vita. Everyone knows that PlayStation Plus has been I think it's been a fairly big success with PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Coming to Vita, pretty good.
Ooh, what's a PlayStation Plus again? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. No, I'm
so wait.
I'd be very surprised if you didn't know.
Now I can pay more money to Sony, like you can with my Xbox. That's awesome. I've got too much money, so this is great. Like, yeah, please Sony, give me your PlayStation Plus. It's gonna make my life so different.
Some of your money.
Yes.
I don't mind
the PlayStation.
I don't mind the model of PlayStation Plus. Like, I was kind of like, one of those guys who was kind of like, oh, it sounds like a waste of money to me. You already get, that online service for free. But I like the fact that with PlayStation Plus, like you pay your whatever it is, $60 for the year, but they guarantee you to get like something like 20 or 30 games for free, and they include proper PS3 games, not just like crappy little games. Like, that's pretty cool. And for it to come to the Vita and something that is a lot more portable device, being able to download video games, that sounds kind of cool.
And the discounted games.
In the end, I don't really care because I don't have a Vita, and I'll never ever buy PlayStation Plus. But
I really hate when you make sense, Shannon, and you actually convince me of things. It's really annoying.
Yeah. See,
Please
it sounds
stop
pretty
making
cool. Yeah.
sense.
It sounds pretty cool.
It sounds pretty decent, actually.
Yeah.
Like I've always ignored, I use my PS3 all the time, and I always ignore the whole PlayStation Plus area. Every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, no.
And that's
thanks.
another thing as well. Like, you get
Oh,
discounts on like everything available on the store, and you get them before everybody else.
Yeah, well,
like,
I'm going to buy a PlayStation 3 just to do that.
No, I was just saying I had PlayStation Plus for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And it worked
You
out
got it
really
for
well.
free though, didn't you?
Yeah, when the network went down, they gave us it all for free. and in the span of maybe 2 months, they gave us like 10 free games.
You don't get to
It was
keep
really
those
good.
games though, if you
Yeah,
keep
you do.
using. Really?
Yeah,
They're yours
I'm
forever.
pretty sure anything
They're
you
yours to keep.
download is always yours. Yeah, you can always download it again.
I thought it
I've
was
never
like-
seen anyone
I
take
thought
that
the
away.
free games with PlayStation Plus you actually lost once
No.
you stopped using PlayStation Plus.
No, they're
Nah.
yours to keep.
You get
No.
to keep forever, man.
Yeah, Liam just reminded me when the network went down. I downloaded a couple of games too from that, and yeah, I've definitely still got them.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Very
That's why
like
it's
they gave
pretty
that-
cool. Like, if you decide that you don't want to pay next year, whatever. You've just got yourself like 30 games for the price of $60. Like, it's pretty decent. Plus, they always like give you you know, some really cool of the arcade style games as well, which some of them can be surprisingly good. Like, there's a lot of indie games out there that are like awesome that are available. So to be able to use that on the go on your Vita is a really cool idea for Vita users. It'll give them something more to play, because at the moment the library sucks. Like, it sucks a huge one. Like, there's like 20 games.
Yep.
And there's one good one, and it's Uncharted, and that's it. So to be
And-
able to
and-
have access to those other games, at least for them, is gonna help out for them.
Do you think now that both will have PlayStation Plus, they'll be able to do a lot more cross-platforming stuff, where you have the same game on both the Vita and the PS3, and you can play on either one and have like the same save file and stuff? Do you
I
think that'll
think
make
so.
it easier, or?
Yeah, I think so, because they've been touting that for a long time, saying
Yeah.
you know, that was going to be a big feature with the Vita, and you know, it's been pretty lax so far. So I think it would have to be. I mean, if they don't do it soon, Vita sales are just going to keep slumping and go nowhere. But they really need to pull their finger out and get on the ball with this one.
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
Well, PlayStation has also announced the new version of the PS3 coming. Like the PS3, with the PS3, PS3 Slim. Now we've got like the PS3 Slimmer. It's slimmer. It's, I don't know, better looking.
Better.
Does not cost less. I've got a so. First off, what do you think of the new design? What do you think of them having this new product right now, in like a year before perhaps PS4 comes out?
I don't want to say too much without actually having physically seen one. I mean, I've seen a lot of posters and stuff at work, and you know, I mean, gauging by that, it looks like it's the size of two controllers, like next to each other. It looks absolutely tiny, which
Yeah.
seems pretty cool. But I mean, I'll be interested to see, like, you know, what kind of finish does it have? Is it going to be a matte like the Slim, or glossy like the, you know, the old fat PS3s? Yeah, hard
It
to say
looks
too
more
much.
like the PlayStation 2, really. Like, it's got
Yeah.
the
Yeah, actually,
bumpy ridges.
Yeah, is it? Does
Yeah,
anyone know for
and-
sure if it's an open top, or
It's an open top.
so
Yeah,
it
it's
pops
sure
open
open
like
top.
PS2?
Yeah, I've seen it like when they've done a display of it. You can where it
Definitely
has the
an open
PlayStation
top.
3 logo on it, you slide it to the left, and it has the disc tray there.
Mm.
So
That's pretty cool.
it's not like a PS2 where the top actually pops up.
No,
it
it slides to the
sideways.
left. Yeah.
It's a link
Right.
there if you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a look. But I don't know. It seems like a bit of a push to clear out all that PS3 stuff, in my opinion. I mean, the PS4's got to be in the works. I mean, they've got to be thinking ahead. You know, what are we going to do with all this stuff?
Yeah,
well,
that's exactly what it's there for. It's only to clear out like old motherboards and all like their old stuff. Like, if they've, you got to remember, they'll have like a factory full of chips. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, how can we do it cheaper now? We'll sell it off cheaper. We'll make it a bit smaller. We'll relaunch the PS3 again. Get some extra sales in before Christmas, because you got a new console, the Wii U, coming out. We know that we're bringing out PS4 in late 2013, early 2014. All that it's there for is just to kickstart the revenue again.
Yeah.
Because they need the money for Christmas time. That's the only reason. There's no other reason other than they could have put a 500 gig hard drive into the current Slim, but that boosted sales. They'll be like, oh, okay, so it's exactly like a 320, except it's got some extra hard drive space. At least this time, it's a changed model, so it gets people interested.
If I was Microsoft and Sony, I would be shitting my pants about like announcing their next console. I mean, as soon as they announce a new console, it's pretty much a death sentence for their old one. They've got to be thinking, let's clear out everything we can now, because when we know a PS4's coming out, nobody's going to be buying a PS3. So it's got to be that like last
Good
big
point.
push.
Yeah.
Do you think
Last big push
this
for
will
the
also
console.
has anything to do with the Wii U coming out fairly soonish at all? Or do you
Couldn't
think it's
hurt.
got
That's what I was
nothing to do
saying.
with it?
Couldn't hurt to take
That's
a
what I was
chunk out
saying.
of their sales. Why not? You know,
Yeah, that's
good
it.
move.
They want to make sure they've got a product out on the market. Like, obviously, yeah, they've already got the PS3, but there are still quite a few people that haven't even converted from the previous generation, or that might still have Wii. They might not even have a PS3 or an Xbox. So for them to redesign it and push it out just that one last time and think, oh, okay, we might be able to make a little bit more money while everyone's abuzz, like, because I remember everyone's going to be out shopping for the Wii. So if they're out shopping and they're looking around and they see that there's a new look PS3, they'll be like, oh, that's cool. I've never had a PS3 before. Maybe I should get one. It's a pretty good price. Like, it's not stupidly cheap or anything, but you know, it's like the $390 mark. Gonna be a little bit cheaper than the Wii U. People might buy that, and who knows?
Sorry, I'm just gonna move on now. On the price mark that you're mentioning, the $390 or whatever price it is, Shannon.
Yep.
There's been no price drop for this version from the previous version. I've got a quote here from PlayStation. I'm not sure exactly who it was. I think it was the CEO. I'll just read the quote out quickly. There's no price drop formally, but the thing that's been happening in the market over the last year or so is that there's been so many retail price promotions and so many different gift card offers and all those things being done by all of us, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, that we've heard from our consumer. Enough with all these weird price moves. What we really want is content and games and value. Got that from Kotaku, so...
yeah, well, the way...
I'm sure.
Sorry, the way the
somebody
Wii sell...
Sorry. Do you want
No,
to
you go, man. You go.
All right, look, I'm just going to say, who in their right mind goes, I'm so tired of this price dropping. I want to pay more money for my machine. Like, that's just stupid. Like, if they really think we want to pay $398, that's dumb. But I will say, in their defense, they are releasing that budget machine. They've got a 12 gig model coming out, which is $298. Which I'm very surprised because it's not really like Sony to do that. That's sort of a Microsoft thing, you know, come up with a 4 gig console. But I mean, they have come up with that, so that is sort of an alternative for the person who doesn't want to pay $398.
Do you think this is just a whole like? With this quote though, it seems like it just feels to me that they're sort of out of touch with consumers, or they're trying to force us to believe something that they are putting out there. Do you think that they actually think that, or what?
I think they're purely probably just PRing it. I think that they know that it should probably be cheaper. But the thing is, when they are releasing this new console, it does have a bigger hard drive than the previous one. And a lot of the deals going around at the moment come with 2 controllers. Now, no other console comes with 2 controllers when you buy it. So for that price, you know, you're getting a controller anyway. But in saying that, I think that they are just playing oblivious to the fact. I think that they know exactly that consumers will be thinking it's probably that isn't any different to what's currently available. But in the same turn, like, you can't really expect them to just drop the price. Like, I can see that for $390 anyway to buy a console like a PlayStation 3 that is the current hardware anyway isn't really that much money, and they probably don't want to be shortchanging them heaps. We've got to remember Sony haven't been the best financial position over the last year, with the Vita launching not doing so well and with their Sony TV brand not doing so great. They need to pick up money somewhere else. So you can't really blame them.
Yeah.
But in saying what, like, when you said, you know, is he sort of like, you know, playing like the cover-up game? For sure he is. He's PRing it. He's making it sound a lot prettier than what it is.
It stinks of Sony's PR guy. I mean, he has to say that, but you can't deny the value of the package. You are getting a bigger hard drive. You are getting an extra controller. I know in a lot of cases you're getting FIFA 13, which is releasing on the same day. I mean, those alone, that's God, what? Extra $300 on top.
$200, yeah.
You're getting value for money at that price, undoubtedly. But yeah, I mean, that is such a company statement to say, oh, consumers are confused by price changes. Like, consumers aren't stupid. They go from one company to another looking for the cheapest price. They want to find a different price. They don't want to pay the higher price. I mean, why would you want to? So, thanks for the
Shannon, what are you doing, Shannon?
I know, like...
He's got a big vodka, man. That's what he's got.
Show the vodka quickly. Just show him the vodka
hold
quickly.
Oh my God,
sorry to
that
interrupt you,
vodka.
Nick, but
No. Alcohol
Jesse
takes
gave me a
up
taste of this.
Cheers.
alright,
Got the old
Jesse gave me a
Stolly.
taste of this.
Cheers.
It was
That's
so good.
quick
Nick
drink
in a
for him.
beer bottle. Did you see that? See Nick in a beer bottle. That was hilarious.
Alright, calm down. Alright,
God.
Nick, continue on with your thoughts, mate.
What were we talking about? Beer?
Yeah, I
What?
think so. Alright, we're just gonna move on from the whole PS3 thing. I think we can pretty much all agree on that. Moving on from that, a couple of weeks ago we brought out the news that PAX will be coming to Australia. I'm fairly sure we're all super excited. Now, there have been some rumours going around that it will be held in Brisbane, just due to some scheduling things that have been happening. Do you think it will be held in Brisbane? And also, where do you think it should be held? And would you come to Brisbane if it was held there?
Well, you'd love it, Kirk, because it's right around the corner from you. But
Lucky
in saying
bastard.
that, like, the biggest population sits in Melbourne and Sydney. I would love it to be in Melbourne. I can certainly understand if it was in Sydney because, you know, they hold the largest population and it's easier for people to fly into Sydney because that's the first port. Especially if they're bringing over things like stages and stuff like that, they actually need to put them on ships. They can't just bring them on planes. Sydney sounds like it's probably, I reckon, would be the best place.
Well, the thing is, Shannon, Brisbane has quite a big port for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I
Brisbane.
know, but most of the stuff always comes into Sydney first. There are some, if Japan comes into Gold Coast, to Queensland, Queensland is usually for the Southeast Asian continents, because like that's easier for them. America usually comes straight over. However, if it's in Brisbane, like I'm not gonna like, you know, completely disregard it and not go, because obviously you're there, so it'll give an excuse to come see my family and see you and all that sort of stuff. But I think it would be much better in Sydney or Melbourne, just because there's more people. I reckon the culture's probably better for gaming as well.
You just said Sydney has a bigger population.
It does have a bigger population.
Doesn't mean that the gaming population is bigger though.
The gaming, yeah, I think gaming population is bigger in
maybe not
Melbourne.
the gaming population is bigger, but the thing is, PAX isn't all about gaming either. It's about comics. It's an expo about like pretty much anything nerdy. So. I don't know. That's where I'm coming from anyway.
I agree with Shannon. Like Sydney seems a logical choice to me. I mean, it's just the fact that it's even the capital, like really, of Australia. It's supposed to be the centre of where everything happens. I mean, logically, though, it makes sense to me. Well, notice I said supposed to be. Like, yeah, I want Melbourne too. Either that or Ayers Rock.
Ayers Rock.
On top
Just
of it.
hold it on top, yeah.
With lots of extension cables running off it. That'd be sweet.
Alright, Wilson.
Don't go
I
there.
think, have you ever seen an Aboriginal gamer?
Do not go there.
That's not.
Do not go
I'm
there.
just going. Just.
I have
asking.
actually, yeah, I have.
You have.
There you
okay.
go.
That can be actually pretty good. Chris
Right.
Wilson, I'm gonna go on to you. I want your opinions on this because this is something you obviously love games. I think you love going to expos. I want to know what you think on this issue and where you would want it to be and your thoughts on the whole thing.
Well, obviously, I wanted to Melbourne because, like, you know, I'm a big gamer, and you know, I could go with Shannon, my best friend. It'd be awesome.
Would you
But
travel
honestly,
outside?
I
though?
honestly don't know what the Penny Arcade is really about. I just think of it as a relation to Penny Skateboards for some reason. But
it started out as there was a comic strip online probably about 10 years ago called Penny Arcade, maybe even a bit longer than 10 years ago, and it just started off as a webcomic and got really popular to the point where they started sort of holding shows, showing off what they were doing so people could come meet the guys that were writing the comics and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then eventually it turned into something massive where like gaming publishers would actually bring in their games and show them off on the show floors, and now it's like one of the biggest traveling expos
So it
in the
involves
States.
like retro games as well, and
It involves everything.
the old
So
retro comics.
when this comes to us, it's actually going to be it would probably be Australia's biggest expo we've ever had. To do with anything with gaming or nerd-related stuff or
in my
comics, you
opinion,
know what I
that'd be
mean?
huge. That'd be awesome. Then
That'd be friggin' awesome, man.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I'd straight away go that.
Cosplaying, I'll be spying on girls.
Oh, get the bocos out, you know.
Alright, Liam, I went to
Get the Scotch
Supernova
out?
with you sometime this year, and that was, I think Supernova in Australia, if for people who are not from Australia, don't know, it's not so much about gaming, it's more about buying comics, anime, meeting the stars, all that sort of thing. Do you think you'd go to Supernova? Do you think it would come to? Do you think it should come to Brisbane? Do you think where would you like it to be? Would you travel outside the state? What are your thoughts, mate? Tell me all. of it.
Well, honestly, I'd really like it to go to Melbourne. Anybody who lives in Melbourne would like it to be in Melbourne. But it doesn't really bother me if it was in Sydney or Brisbane because I'd just travel to see it anyway. Because I travel to Brisbane to go to Supernova, so why wouldn't I travel to Brisbane for the Penny Arcade?
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna weigh in on this one. I normally don't weigh in on these issues too much. I just sort of direct the conversation. I'm gonna weigh in on this one. I think personally, it'll be in Brisbane. Why?
You think it'll be in Brisbane, or you think it should
No,
be?
I think it will. I don't think it should be in Brisbane, but I think it will be in Brisbane. I think the fact that most expos, when they're in Australian expos, actually generally start off in Brisbane. You'll notice when we had Comic-Con the first time in Australia, we had it. I don't think it was anywhere else, but it started in Brisbane, and that was perhaps one of the bigger things they tried to do. It was in Brisbane first off. Supernova was Brisbane, I believe, when it started. Most of the expos generally seem to be Brisbane-based when they first start.
Maybe it could be like a testing ground to see if it will actually go well in the lower states.
Yeah. The EB Games Expo started in Brisbane too, I believe.
Gold Coast, yeah, Gold Coast, Brisbane, sort of the same thing though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's generally why I think like I personally would like it because it's like an hour drive from where I live, but I actually think it will be in Brisbane because that's what they just seem to do in Australia. I don't know why personally, but I don't know. That's my personal opinion on it. But I think I would fly anywhere because obviously I would fly to Sydney. I've been to Sydney before.
Okay, I'll pose this question: where do you think it would be better then? Do you think where do you think is the best place for it though?
I think the best place would probably be
Melbourne or Sydney?
Sydney, I think.
Yeah,
I think Sydney probably the best place.
Yeah.
Agreed, Sydney. As much as I want Melbourne, I think Sydney will be the best place for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You've got to think of it this way as well. Like it's in the centre of the three most populated states on the east coast. You know what I mean? Like you got Melbourne, you've got Queensland. You know, they're right, basically on the edge of New South Wales. So
you're going to lure those populations
geographically as well. So
yeah, it makes sense on too many levels, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. But that being said, Brisbane all the way.
That being said, bring it to Melbourne, Pax. Bring it to Melbourne.
Yeah, screw Sydney. Melbourne.
Alright.
We know you're watching the stream, Pax.
You liked us, Pax.
I have info. Pax loves Scotch gaming. Alright, guys. We talked about the R18 last week. The fact that they were getting rid of the MA15 plus rating and they were just having one R18 rating. And we talked about how it was stupid and we hated it. Came this week that the R18, they've reinstated the MA15 plus rating and it is now passed in New South Wales.
They watched the
okay,
show.
so it goes G, PG, M, MA, and then R18 now.
Yeah.
Yep, they watched
That's
the
good.
show.
So what I think,
I
I think they generally watched the episode and were like, fuck, these guys found out. They know what's happening.
Oh no, they know we're flogs.
Yeah. What do you
Cover
guys?
it up.
What do you guys reckon? Are you happy with this?
You know what? I'm gonna have to wait and actually see some games come out. Because to me, I mean, this whole R rating debate's been going for years now, and I've always said I won't believe it until I see an R18 on a game, and how that game rates in other states. So I'm still not 100% certain that this is not just a M15 dressed up. So
well, the thing is, Nick,
we'll have to wait and see.
The thing is with Australia, obviously, I don't want to get too much into like laws and shit like that. But the stupid thing is with Australia, every single state has to pass their own RA15 law, which it's not a federal thing, it's a state thing, which is mildly retarded. So one state could have a different rating for the RA15, which makes it very hard for global like Australia-wide releases and stuff. I think.
But doesn't it have to be applied to every state by the end of the year?
They're
Pretty sure
they're
that's
saying
with something.
let's come
They
up
have to come
something.
up with something by like December 31st.
Okay.
But
What
they
is-
have
what is
different
with all-
regulations for it though.
What is with all the delays? It's been going for years. It's like ridiculous how long this has been going for. Like, it really, to get anything passed in Australian government, it must be ridiculously hard because it's just been back and forth. I just don't even believe it. Like, where is this first R-rated game? We need an R-rated game to actually show this is really happening.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not going to believe until Manhunt comes up on the shelves.
I'll be dancing naked in the streets holding this R-rated game.
Alright, don't make it R-rated,
Finally.
please don't.
Nick, you realise this is being broadcast live and also recorded for all time. So we're going to hold you to that. As soon as RA15 comes out, you're on the streets, you're naked.
You're naked.
No!
You'll have to record
Alright,
it from the street.
Make it
You
MA,
guys-
don't bring out
And we're taking pictures
better-
and we're putting it on www.facebook.com/Scotch Gaming Podcast.
I will do it as long as you pixelate my junk.
We can do that,
Pixelate
mate.
it so it looks bigger. Pixelate
pix-
really low down my leg so it looks like I've got something there.
We'll pixelate out Liam's fist as well.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a naked picture with Liam's fist anywhere near me.
There's going to be photos
putting that
I
out
won't
there.
go anywhere near that either.
Alright, you hear that, Australia? I will get naked and take a picture for Scotch Gaming when that R-rated game finally comes out.
Alright.
New Year's Eve is going to be a good
Across
night.
Australia,
As God is
not
my
just
witness.
yourself.
Alright, we'll
More
move on.
viewers.
Let's move on from naked men. Alright. Alright. What do you guys know?
Makers, Chris.
What do you guys know of Remember Me?
I poured makers.
What
I
do you
can't
guys,
remember it.
do you guys remember
I'll
the game?
start. It's an exciting game
What did he
coming
say?
out that involves memory manipulation. It looks like a really crazy gaming concept that hasn't really been done before. Could be super awesome, could be terrible. We'll find out.
Alright.
Anyone else want to take the lead on that
Well, I'm
one?
going to go
Combat
quickly.
looks
I'm gonna-
like Batman.
I'm going to go quickly, Shannon. We've got some
Yeah.
gameplay footage here that I'm going to show everyone. So,
Do it.
be about 2 minutes or so. I'm not going to show you
Get
the
your
whole thing.
scotches ready.
Get your scotches ready. Going to show you a little bit of footage, courtesy of YouTube. Alright, I'll just...
My name is Jean-Max Morris,
Oh.
and I'm the... And when she hits the Enforcer, no combo is triggered. That's because she has
Let's switch it to 720. Alright.
triggered. That's because she has no active combo. So let's open the Combo Lab and see how we can fix this. The Combo Lab represents Nilin's fighting memory. As you fight your way through the game, Nilin will progressively unlock and remember her forgotten fighting moves, which we call presents.
We'll skip
You can
to
have up to 4
a little bit
stage at the
further.
bottom left of the screen. You can see it going up, and now she's back in the game. The problem with regen presents though, is that they deal very low damage. And to face this new gameplay situation, we're gonna go back to the Combo Lab.
Okay, so you
Let's
just saw,
build
you
a
just saw
second combo. Use
a little bit of it, pretty much.
It looked awesome.
I'm not going to
They
show
left
you.
for that.
I'm not going to show you too much more of it because it was pretty good. Let me switch back to the main page quickly. Alright, it looked very Batman-like, to be honest. Very, very Batman-like, including the exclamation mark over the head. What I would say though is, it looks a hell of a lot smoother than Batman, I think. Like, no, don't get me wrong, I thought Batman had amazing combat, but that looked really smooth. I like the combat style of it. And that, what do you guys think of just the plain combat?
Yeah, well, like you said, very Batman. But that seems to be a shift sort of in combat lately, like within the last, 3 years. It started off kind of with the original Assassin's Creed. It was all context-sensitive combat. So when you were surrounded by a group of guys, you were able to counter and take advantage of situations a lot easier than what you normally would be able to in a 3D space. And Batman, really did it well. It was amazing. You could, counter every punch, and it seems to be done a lot now. Obviously in the sequel to Batman, Spider-Man, Sleeping Dogs. Yeah.
I think though with Spider-Man was a lot. They didn't do that well with Spider-Man. It seems very,
well,
it seems
obviously
highly
it's gonna be-
repetitive.
I really liked Spider-Man as a game. I think it got very, very underrated.
I like the game, but I thought the combat. I think the problem with this combat-sensitive sort of style is it can get highly repetitive. I guess like all sort of games can be repetitive, but when
It basically comes down to just countering.
Yeah. Essentially is what you do. You just like do a few attacks, wait for a counter thing to pop up, counter, and it's very easy to counter, I would say.
Mm.
Yeah, but if it ain't broke, you know what I mean? Like it's
Tell
a
you what,
working
though.
system. I think that's why it's being used so much. I mean, obviously Batman's clearly the one that did it the best, and that's why everybody seems to attribute it to Batman these days. But when done properly, it's a pretty good system.
Well, think back to like early like Super Nintendo games. You had games like Double Dragon and Streets of Rage, which were beat 'em up games. The combat in them tried to lean itself into the PlayStation era with sort of like more 3D combat with a bunch of enemies around you, but it never worked because like there wasn't the option to do countering or something like that. And I have the feeling that if we still kept with that same sort of combat, it would be way more repetitive than what we're presented with now. Like, when you're playing as Batman in the Batman games, it feels awesome. Like, you feel like you could, like, snap necks 24/7. That's all you were born to do.
Did you finish?
Snapping necks.
Did you end up finishing that game, Shannon?
No.
Really? Shock horror.
Oh no, I finished the first one. I finished the first Batman, and it was awesome.
I can't say
Second one,
anything.
no.
I didn't finish the second one either,
The
actually.
second one, no.
What?
I finished Sleeping Dogs, though, all the way through, and that was great, like the combat. But yeah, like...
They did a good job of that.
Getting back onto Remember Me, because we sort of jumped off a little bit there. It looks, from what I've seen of the trailer, like I only watched probably about 30 seconds of it. Graphically, looks quite nice. Like the effects and all the enemies and stuff like that look really cool. The combat, yeah, it's a carbon copy almost of Batman, but it looks like they're really trying to work on a lot better than what the guys that did Spider-Man did. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it's a new IP from Capcom, which can be a kind of interesting prospect from them because, they're more known for, like, Resident Evil and Street Fighter and stuff like that, and they're not really known for their straight-up adventure or action games. And it's actually made by a European side of Capcom. It's not made by the Japanese side, so it's going to be a more traditional Western-style adventure game. So it could be kind of cool. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
The memory manipulation thing has me really hooked. It sounds like a really unique gameplay aspect that hasn't really been done, and if done right, I think it could be a really good game. Like, I'm actually really hopeful that this will be a great game, so I look forward to playing it.
Alright, awesome. Alright, we're going to move on from me to one of the games that launched this week. Torchlight 2 launched, and already Runic Games has put out that they are planning more post-launch content with Torchlight 2. What do you think they mean by post-launch? Do you think they're talking DLC type stuff, or just free updates, or what do you think? Plus, give some early thoughts on any Torchlight plays have you had.
Well, me and Kurt have been playing it since it came out. Yeah, a couple of nights ago. Same day actually as Borderlands 2 in Australia. From what we've been playing so far, it's awesome. I love the fact that you can choose the elite difficulty from the beginning. So we've been playing it on the hardest difficulty right from the get-go. And from what we've been playing, it's awesome. Like, there's so much more customization than what there was previous in, say, in Diablo. It looks more like an old Diablo game than what it does a current Diablo game like Diablo 3.
Just quickly, by the way, anyone who's watching the stream or is watching this video on YouTube that will come out in a few days, the game you are seeing in the background is Torchlight 2.
Alright, cool. So from what I've been playing, great game. Really loving it. It's very challenging, playing from the elite difficulty straight up, which I really enjoy because the best part about Diablo was actually playing the hardest stuff. It wasn't having to grind all the way through. If I could play on the hardest difficulty from the beginning, I would have done that.
That's not the gameplay of the Torchlight.
Yeah. Co-op, obviously, is also another plus. Like, it's been really fun. You want to know what the gameplay's like? It's like Diablo. It's a top-down RPG. Grinding, like, loot-style game, where you got dungeons, bosses at the end of all the dungeons, chests, all the stuff. It's made by the guys that made Diablo. The original team, Blizzard North, were basically let go from Blizzard, and they said, we don't want you to basically make new games, we're sending you off. They made Runic games and they made Torchlight 1, which was a pretty big sleeper hit. And now obviously number 2's out and it's got online, which is what everyone wanted in the first game. So, like I said, for what we've been playing, it's awesome. As for the planned content, that's a really interesting one. I don't think it's going to be free. If it was going to be free, they would say it'd be free. They'd say it straight up, because then they'd know that everyone would be excited that it was free. They're not going to come out in a few weeks' time and say, oh yeah, that content that we're promising, it's going to be free. They'd want everyone to know it. As for what the content is, that's hard to say. It could be small little content packs. It could be full-on expansions. Who knows? DLC is obviously a major part of gaming nowadays. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. For me personally, if I'm still enjoying the game in like 2 months' time, and they bring out some DLC, and I think it's worth it, hell yeah, I'll buy it. But whatever that DLC is, obviously we don't know yet.
Alright, Liam. Liam, mate.
Yeah.
Quickly, you've been playing this game a little bit as well, haven't you? Just some early thoughts from you, mate. You've played both Diablo, and just some thoughts from you, mate. Not a heavy review, because we'll do that. We're gonna do a quick preview for next week. We're gonna do a Torchlight 2 impression review next week, so we're gonna go hardcore into it then. But Liam, on to you, mate.
Well, you've played it more than Liam's. You know, you've been playing with Shannon and
Liam.
It looks like Liam's isn't up there.
I think Liam's
Sorry about that.
Timed out.
Liam, you need to reset
Say-
Cam, Liam, for a second, please, as well.
Yeah, go
I'll
for
just
it.
say, I was pretty shocked when Shannon turned up at work and actually said, oh my god, this Torchlight 2 game is so amazing. I think it might actually be better than Diablo 3. I mean, I know how much he loves Diablo 3, and to hear him say this game might be better, I was like, really? I mean, I didn't even hear about this game until like last week's Scotch Gaming.
User was moved out of your channel.
So,
Sorry, guys.
yeah,
Do you want to
like,
hold for 1 second, guys? We're having sound issues with Liam, I think.
I'll wait
yeah.
till he's ready.
I apologise for that.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anything that gives Diablo 3 a run for its money, that's pretty amazing in my book. I mean, like, I'm not a PC gamer, so I'm probably not going to get a chance to play this game, honestly. But I'm kicking myself that I can't, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's a lot more story focused as well than what Diablo was. Like whenever you go up to a quest giver, like it's fully voiced. Everything that they tell you is fully voiced. The actual map is entirely randomly generated. So every time that you actually replay the game, if you choose to, the map changes entirely. The dungeon placement changes, the dungeon layout changes, all that sort of stuff. Obviously the quests are going to be the same, but it's going to be an entirely different world almost.
It sounds...
Sorry, yep.
No, it sounds like it's got like a lot more story, so it would actually like appeal to me. Like Diablo 3, you know, obviously I would never play it because it doesn't have story. That being said, though, I actually read the entire Diablo 3 Book of Cain, and there's so much mythology and depth to Diablo 3 that it seems like they don't really explore too much in the game. Would you say that's a fair assessment, Shannon?
Yeah, that's very true. Like the cutscenes, without a doubt, Blizzard cutscenes look phenomenal. Like their pre-rendered cutscenes, probably one of the best in the business. As for the storytelling with the game, like their little mini cutscenes and the talking from the characters, you really don't give a damn what they're saying. In the end, it's all about the grind. You know, you just want to keep going on further because you don't really care for the story at all.
But that's not the case with Torchlight, though?
No, this one seems to be a lot bit more focused around the story. Obviously, it's still got the same basic principle of like wanting to be a dungeon crawler, grinding sort of game, but they have offered the story folks as well for people that do want to get more invested with the world. As well as, you know, still keeping that core aspect of going around finding new loot, stuff like that, as a part like that is integral to the gameplay experience. So, yeah, really enjoying it. So, like I was saying before, if I do decide to do some DLC content, and I think it's worth it. Like if I would DLC content that's worth it to me is something that will add more content, as in maybe more dungeons or maybe new areas into the world. I'm not caring for like new items really as such, or like a hat, but
See,
something that means for the game. I'll be
Actually,
into. Do you know what I mean?
Something just occurred to me too. This is available on Steam right now, right? But it hasn't actually made a store release yet, has it?
That's right. It's purely digital at the moment.
So right now, I think it's the 1st of October, if I remember right. It'll be interesting to actually watch and see if this really is going to be a huge sleeper hit like Torchlight 1 was. I think there'll be a lot more buzz this time around, so it won't take so long for people to find it. So I'll be really curious to see what happens actually in a week's time when it actually makes its appearance on store shelves.
I actually don't think it's a sleeper. I don't think it's going to be a sleeper hit. I think it's pretty much mainstream already.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's built a name already now, so this time it's not going to be a sleeper. Yeah.
Me and Kurt jumped into it, and they have like a server browser listing all the games that people have created for people to join. There's 4,000 games getting played, and all of those games have at least 2 people in them. That's like, that's, if you consider just that 10,000 people playing it 2 days after for a game that's $20 that you can download. It's not even in a store with a picture on it. Do you know what I mean?
And that's
those guys just made those guys just made $2 million in 2 days, just off.
That's just multiplayer as well. You got to understand that people.
Yeah, exactly.
Also
Some people just play single. Yeah, exactly.
Would you call Torchlight 1 an indie title when it came out? Was it small enough to be? I think it was a bit of an indie title, wasn't it?
Yeah, felt like that.
It's nice to see an indie. Yeah, it's nice to see an indie title actually getting success and building up a fan base and having success with its sequel. Like, I think that's a really good thing. Because I mean, there's so many great indie games out there that are just getting overlooked. I'm glad. I'm happy for their success. Like, good on them. You know what I mean?
The way that I feel about indie games. Sorry, Chris.
That's alright. Go for it.
Do you want to go?
No, you go for it.
I was going to say the way that I feel about indie games is obviously, I'm 25, so I was around when there was still shareware on PC, and for those who don't know, it was basically like a demo sort of system that you could have on PC where you could download games for free and try them out. It was almost like a trial, and it was a massive hit on PC for indie developers. People could make their game, give them out as demos, basically say, oh, if you really like it, pay us, the 15 or 20 bucks, and you get the whole game for free. They'd usually let you play a whole chapter of the game.
Kids. This was before the interwebs was invented. No, it wasn't invented, but it wasn't big yet. So obviously this is the way people distributed stuff.
And you also had to mail off your bank account details and all that sort of stuff. But the way that indie gaming is going a lot now is obviously a bit more accessible than what it was, but it reminds me very much of that shareware era. Just a little bit.
All right, Liam, how's your sound? I know you had a bit of a problem there. I apologise to anyone who's watching this on YouTube or is listening to this on iTunes. The sound issue couldn't be helped. I apologise for it. I know probably.
Are we apologising because they have to? Are we apologising because they have to look at Liam or?
Liam,
that's alright. My next segment's about Nick now.
Liam, alright. I'm gonna ask you just quickly talk about I know you just started playing Torchlight. Just a quick minute impression of it. And what you think about the DLC not DLC, but the future content that they're preparing to, hopefully going to launch in the future?
Well, as we speak, I am playing it right now, and it is really good. It feels very, very Diablo-ish. That's because the guys that made the first, I think 1 or 2 made this, like Shannon said. It runs really well and all that. The future DLC, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be a new shotgun for all I know. Hopefully not, but I hope it would be like maybe some new stages or maybe a new class. Never know.
Yeah, new classes would be cool. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to move on from that. I don't really want to speak too much about. I know we actually spoke a lot more about the game than I thought we would, because I want to actually leave a bit more for next week when we do a full-on impressions of it.
Yep.
Mainly because I know we'll have a bit more experience with it back then. I've only played for about 3 hours right now. I want to actually have a decent playthrough of it. I'm going to move on to, what do you guys know, how much do you know about the Unity engine?
I know a little bit.
Do you want to explain exactly what the Unity engine is, Shannon? And
I don't know.
Why
Please explain, Shannon.
I don't know the exact specs or whatever, or how to create a Unity game. But basically, it's It's a very free-form style engine that can be used in a lot of different applications and a lot of different hardwares. So, for instance, there's a lot of Unity-based mobile games. It's a very easy platform to produce mobile games on. It can be used on consoles. It can be used online. It can be used in a web browser. So it's a very malleable style engine. You know, almost like the Unreal Engine, but just not as powerful. Now, obviously, one of the most popular recent games to come out on the Unity engine was Slenderman. Or Slender, I should say. That was built on the Unity. Mind you, the Unity can produce a lot more better graphics, but it just shows you that you can make pretty much anything that you want, and you can be as basic as you want. For there to be Unity support on the Wii U, that is awesome for indie developers. Obviously,
we're going to get onto that, Shannon. Well, just quickly, you just mentioned it just then, but the Nintendo has signed a deal for the use of the Unity engine on the Wii U.
Right. So basically, I think that personally, this is to open up indie developers to be able to produce games for whatever, like Nintendo Store or whatever thing they have planned. It's the only thing that I can see, because there's no major developer that, you know, builds a Call of Duty on the Unity engine, but there are a lot of indie developers that are building games on Unity just because it's so easy to get a hold of and so easy to code for. So, awesome. Obviously, indie developing and, you know, buying smaller games and those microtransaction style games are the big craze. So Nintendo has to jump on board. It's good.
I think they do. Yeah. I think they're actually quite behind the boat on that.
Well, currently, yes. They suck at it. Like online has not been. Well, it's not that they suck at it. It's just something that they've never focused on. They didn't want to focus on that. But now it's almost become a point where it's pretty much a necessity to have an online market for whatever you're doing. iTunes, for instance, like iTunes is like perfect example. Like you could just have a music player, but instead you've got somewhere where you can download pretty much any sort of multimedia that you want. Consoles.
Way to join the 21st century, Nintendo. You got HD, and now you're getting internet. Woohoo! Welcome to the club.
All right, we'll move
I've never seen the internet.
We'll move on to some new some other new Nintendo news. They recently announced the Circle Pad Pro, the new one. I'm just going to show you guys a picture of it quickly. Just a quick picture of it.
Shannon sigh.
Just a quick picture, guys. If I can find it. That's it there. That thing there. Look at it. It looks like it has two thumbsticks.
It is a fucking waste of time.
Can I say it has 5 stars on all the reviews on the website?
Are they still pushing this? I mean, I thought them not releasing a second stick on the 3DS XL was them saying, "Hey, we fucked up." Like, is this thing still around? You're still making them? Are you stupid? Just let it go.
Quickly though, I do think they needed something that brings a second a thumbstick. Everyone that was reviewing the last one that came out was like, "Dude, where's the second thumbstick? I need one. We need it for gaming." And now
but look how awkward it looks.
But now they're bringing it.
They need a second thumbstick, man. But they had the opportunity to put a second thumbstick on their new unit. Like, people were saying they need a second thumbstick when they first brought out the 3DS. They brought out a Circle Pad Pro for the 3DS. Why didn't they put a second? Yeah, why didn't they put a second Circle Pad already into the 3DS XL when they were already developing it?
They can put it on the
Can I just say,
honestly.
I rag on Nintendo a lot, right? Okay, I think they're a bit behind on the times. But one thing that Nintendo has always done right is handhelds. Okay. The Nintendo handhelds are perfect. You don't need a second stick. The games need to be designed around the current interface. Their first push to do a Circle Pad Pro completely fell on its ass. I don't know why they're still pushing it. I think this is stupid. Just putting it out there.
And if they really were wanting to focus on it, they could have easily done it with their the redesign for the XL.
What I want to say though, Shannon,
exactly.
Do they have the space to put the second thumbstick on it?
Look at the power button.
Certainly
it takes up so much room
it's
on the bottom right.
It's a pretty big unit. Like, you know, I've held one, I've used one. There's no way that they can't do it.
Well,
like
do you know like what goes on? Do you know like
Sorry.
Do you know like look? Do you know what it takes to? I don't personally don't know, but do you know what it actually takes to put like what sort of stuff you have to put on the inside to put a second thumbstick on? Do you think they have the room on the inside to put it?
I've got a bit of insight on this. Go on.
I was going to say, just think of it this way. Look at a PlayStation controller. it has two thumbsticks. They've designed it with two thumbsticks. It's not very hard. You can open up a PS3 controller. It's a tiny little board with two thumbsticks on it and some buttons. It's not hard. It's just something that I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because the only logical explanation I can see for it is they're not planning on making very many games for it. And in that way, they don't really think that it's necessary to have a second thumbstick, only for those games that are niche to that market. But the weird thing is, the only game that they've really brought out that used the second thumbstick was the Resident Evil game, and you can play it entirely with one thumbstick if you don't have a Circle Pad Pro.
In fact, I did. I played it completely entirely without a Circle Pad Pro.
And you finished the game,
fine.
didn't you, Nick?
I did. I finished it. And can I just say, I've had a little bit of experience with this. I actually went to a conference before the Vita came out. And I got to see a really early stage Vita, and I held it, and the sticks, where the sticks are, were in a completely different place. I remember the rep saying to me, "Oh, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, look, it's really cool, man. I got the sticks feel a bit uncomfortable though." And he overreacted a little. He was like, first he's complained that we don't put a second stick. Now he's put a second stick. He's complaining it's not there. He must have got that question a lot because he was pretty shitty. But I noticed, upon the release of the actual machine, the sticks have been completely moved to a completely new, comfortable area. So obviously, it's something they took on board. If Vita can do it, I mean, surely Nintendo can put a freaking stick in if they really want to put money behind this. But as I said before, I think they should just let it go. Stick to what they do and do well.
Well, you can't argue with success.
Is there a pun there?
Alright guys, so we're going to move on from that. We're talking about... Shannon was talking about Slender before...
Oh, don't say the word!
I'm scared!
You make my body shake.
Shannon was talking about Slender before, and
Look at
with a Unity engine. Slender is getting a sequel with the better graphics. Chris, I know you played Slender, the game. I know you loved it. What do you want? I want you to talk about perhaps playing a game with better graphics.
Well, I saw the screenshots for the new rendered graphics on the Slender 2. You know, I swear, I shat my pants just imagining what could possibly happen. Like I'm seeing like the trees falling over, and there's like rocks, and like his head could just be hiding right behind it. How freak is that? Like it's all black and white.
Ooh, I'm the Slender Man,
black and white.
Chris, I'm going to get you.
Don't be a body.
Can I say, I didn't play this game, and it made me shit myself. Shannon told me about this game, and I shit myself. Because this game sounds freaky. Go on,
for
Chris.
like a 12 meg download, like why wouldn't you just pick it up if everyone's talking about it, you know? And like just doing this podcast, I think he's watching me. But yeah.
Oh my God,
I'll
Chris,
probably
don't
end
turn
up
around.
streaming. I'll end up
Don't
streaming.
Turn around.
I'll end up streaming Slender, and I'll let you know on the Scotch Gaming website, so you can hear me cry like a little girl. Anyway.
I'll look forward to it.
Thank you, Fistlord.
You're welcome.
He loves watching girls cry.
What do you guys think of the new Slender 2 graphics?
Alright, so that's Slender. Alright, so that's
okay.
alright. That's gonna move on. That's pretty much the news for the week. I hope you've all enjoyed it. We're gonna move on to a new segment now. It's a new segment. We don't actually have. What I want is a graphic in the future or some intro music. We don't actually have it at the moment, but it is called.
We were gonna make it, but yeah, we had work.
It is called. It's called Fistlord Rages. Basically, you know Fistlord. He gets quite angry about games sometimes. He's an angry man. He wants to rage about things. This week he's going to start off a new segment raging about the new Transformers game. Gonna give him some time to talk about it.
Breathe in,
Liam.
Breathe in.
Fistlord Rages. Take it away.
Alright. Everybody knows that Transformers Fall of Cybertron came out a few weeks ago. I, for one, have been playing the game, and I played the game on the hardest difficulty I could. And for some stupid reason, High Moon Studios, the people that created the fucking game, decided to not put a cover system in. Why would you not put a cover system in a third-person shooter? It's like fucking logic. Look at Gears of War, man. Look at any other third-person shooter. There's a cover system. I'm playing Transformers. Fucking, I don't know, for God's sake, I'm Optimus Prime. I'm shooting all these bad guys, and I decide to die. Why do I die? I try hiding behind a pillar, but they magically shoot through the damn thing. I'm a robot. I cannot bend down. Why can I not bend down? It's like, seriously, I can transfer a car, my arm can transform into a fucking gun, but I cannot bend down behind a corner. Why, Jaime Studios, must you make me angry? It's like, why piss off the fist law? Because you're just going to cop it later. It's just, I don't know why this happens in third-person shooters. I try my hardest to play video games that are shit. I do. I really do try. But in all honesty, the game is good, but the cover system is the world's biggest piece of shit I could see. Honestly, I'd rather fucking play Slender Man and shit myself 20 times than play that game with no fucking cover system. Honestly, why don't I just fist myself and play that game? It's just logic. It's just like, come on. Cover system needed. The game is really bad at the moment. So that, I'm giving you the fucking fist, Hyman Studios. Fuck you, and here's the fist.
Can I just ask? My sound was a bit out. Are they called Hyman? Hyman Studios?
Hyman Studios. I'm with them.
You're finished there, Hyman.
Hyman Studios will be going down.
I'd like you to fist Sniper Ghost Warrior because they have no cover system at all either.
Which game is that, sorry?
Can you give Sniper Ghost Warrior the fist, please? Like,
Sniper Ghost Warrior, not only do you not have a cover system, you're a shit sniper game. Here's the fist.
Yes, thank you, Liam. I mean, fist one.
Great.
And that is the end of the fist.
Alright, calm down. Alright, so we're going to move on from the amazing new service to Borderlands 2. It came out this week. Exactly. Round of applause. Borderlands 2. I know pretty much everyone here, I think everyone here has been playing it. This is our game that we're going to review / impression of for the week. We're going to start off with the person who's been playing it the most. Chris Wilson, take it away. Your thoughts and impressions. Go, mate.
Well, I've been playing Borderlands like non-stop basically, and like, it's been a very good game. Like honestly, I didn't play Borderlands 1 at all, but you know, Borderlands 2 I'm like fully addicted to for some reason, like the same addiction level as almost World of Warcraft, but like I'm just looking forward to leveling up. But my friends can't level up as fast as me, you know. They'll get there, you know, eventually.
We all have jobs.
Oh. Good one. I'm playing Borderlands 2 and reviewing it right now, apparently. But no, the game's been really good so far. I mean, you know, I'm looking forward to the future guns and like what the missions, main mission quests. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll do it with co-op because it's really fun. So. What do you guys think about Borderlands? You've probably been playing it as well.
What particular things make you like it over other games?
Oh, basically the fast FPS style of it. Like it's just so fast paced. You know, you've got like being a gunzerker, you just constantly use a gunzerker, run up to people and just shotgun enemies straight away. Like that's what gets me into it. The adrenaline rush. Like I base games on the amount of adrenaline rush that gives me. That's how I base games. Just to let everyone know.
Yep.
And that's it.
Out of 1 to 100 adrenaline, how much do you give it?
1 to what?
1 out of 100 adrenaline.
Oh, 1 out of 100 adrenaline. I'd probably give it a 85. You know.
85.
85 seems like a good number.
Not bad.
Not good. Bad.
All right, Shannon.
Yes, mate.
On to you, mate.
Alrighty, so
I've
had a bit of grief lately with the joining of the games inside Borderlands. Apparently it's a common issue at the moment. I was doing some research this afternoon after I almost threw my PC out the window from trying to fix this problem, which is kind of annoying. Apparently there's a patch on the works and there's a lot of different fixes for it, but some people are just having no luck in joining a game, which is unfortunately me at this stage. However, when I have been able to play a game, I've done co-op and it's a blast, man. Like, I played the first game probably about 6-7 hours of the first game, and unfortunately after a while it got a bit too repetitive. I just didn't really feel invested anywhere at all in the story. In this game, however, like the characters are hilarious. The main villain, Handsome Jack, is the guy that you love to hate. Like, who doesn't want a diamond pony now after hearing him say that he bought one? I'm playing Zero, the assassin. He's kind of like, there's two different sort of skill trees for him, or main skill trees you can sort of go down the path of that are either sniper or more melee sort of combat. I've gone the melee side, so I'm using a lot more stealth, and I do like bonus damage from melee attacks and all that sort of stuff, and I'm loving it. It's cool, man. Cool game.
Alright, Nick?
Yeah, I've been playing it on PS3. I actually did a bit of co-op too, which is unusual for me. Anyone that knows me knows I don't usually play co-op, but I did, and I love... that was...
I don't know why I laughed. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Usually I play with myself. Is that what you were laughing at? Anyway,
How often do you
play with yourself?
I love Borderlands 2. It addressed all the problems I had with Borderlands 1, and I actually want to use my little section here to give a shout out to my main man, the love of my life, Randy Pitchford. Okay, if you're out there, Randy, watching this, anyone who doesn't know Randy, he's president of Gearbox Entertainment. He's one of the men who brought us this awesome game, among other things like Duke Nukem. Shannon and I were actually... Sorry, was that you, Kurt?
No.
No, keep going.
You're right, mate. Keep going.
You want to stop snorting, Chris?
Am I on the mic?
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry.
Anyway, Shannon and I had the pleasure of actually going to a conference earlier this year where Randy Pitchford happened to be there and showed us the amazing Aliens Colonial Marines, which I'm sure we'll discuss on a future Scotch Gaming. And after the show was over, we took it upon ourselves to sneak out back and meet Randy personally. And I pretty much turned into a little girl at a One Direction concert. Anyway, I'll just say that basically he's just the funniest, most awesome guy. And one thing led to another, and I ended up on a beach with no pants on with Randy Pitchford.
That is actually a true story, by the way.
Anyone who does not believe it, Shannon happened to be the cameraman on that night, and he has a photo. So if anybody wants to actually see the photo, check out Scotch Gaming on our Facebook page on Scotch Gaming, and I'm sure we can get that picture up. And you know what?
Hang on a second. You've now said this story. You've cut to the part where someone's naked on a beach. I want to hear the full story.
Dude, I'm a gentleman. I don't talk about my conquests. And I don't think Randy would appreciate me talking about him and I and our special relationship. But if you are watching, Randy, call me. It's been too long, bro. But,
oh my goodness.
Hey, if anyone wants to hear more, ask me on Facebook. Get our Facebook page going, and I will answer any questions asked of that night. But as Shannon is my witness, all true.
All right, Liam, go, mate.
Borderlands 2, wow. It's a lot better than the first one. I played all of the first one on my own, because back then I really didn't know anybody who had a PlayStation, so now that I'm playing the second one, I'm playing on PC with all these guys, and it is turning to be a really good game on co-op. The whole story has improved, everything about it's improved. The fact that there's a bazillion guns this time, over a trillion, is just amazing. Because now I can find all bazillion and keep them in my... I don't know, keep them somewhere in the game. I haven't found a chest yet to put anything in, but I will eventually. Everything's improved.
Alright, so I'm going to go a bit... I agree the game's really good. I'm going to go a bit half-half on this thing. Because I've also been playing the game. I'm loving playing with my friends. I'm loving the storyline. I'm loving, like, the gameplay is really smooth. It's really fun fighting the enemies and stuff. There are a few things I don't like about the game though. The looting system with the epics and stuff that drop. I know it's fun. If you with a bunch of friends, it's fine. You talk about what gear you want, and you can sort of give the gear who you want and stuff like that. I guess if you're in a group of people you didn't know, it'd be a bit more of an issue. I would prefer myself to have personal loot that you get from your own personal gear that drops, perhaps, from stuff. With the grouping aspect as well, I don't like the fact that, say I'm ahead of my friends, and I join their game, sort of, and you go back into their game, you can't automatically go straight to where you were. If you go back in your own game, can't go straight back to where you were previously.
You actually can.
Can you? How do you do that?
Yeah, I've done
You
that
can.
too. I've gone back. Yeah.
You can
I
go co-op with your friends. You do their quests, but go into your own game. You have the missions you left off at.
I haven't seen
That's
that.
how it works.
When I came back in, like after being with you guys, I was
Well,
like
you didn't
further
really
back.
play that much with at all. Like with like you've been playing.
No, because remember when I basically started with Shania, and I came back level 1 with you, and then when I tried to go back to my own game, and I was like all these quests previously that I'd already completed, I had to redo. Maybe that's...
Oh, that part.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think you just forgot quests and...
No, because I remember doing them.
Well, why do you keep being a whore?
Hmm?
Why you bag Randy's game, man?
I don't know.
Bag Randy's game.
I'm just saying that for me. That was my personal experience.
I'm gonna fucking throw this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna agree with the fact that I played
cool.
I was playing with Kurt, and Kurt left. I played 4 hours onwards, and then I exited the game. I found a save point. I saved and quit. Go back into the game. All that progress was lost. And
So
I think that it might have a problem with chain quests. It might not actually save your position within a chain quest. It'll send you back to the beginning of the chain.
I think it's more with Steam to do with Steam, because Steam...
Oh yes, that's one thing. If you guys quit the game and then exit Steam without it saving to the cloud, it stuffs up your save game.
Yeah, I think it must have been SoundCloud, Steam Cloud, whatever it's called.
Yeah, you have to let it save to the cloud before you actually quit Steam, or just leave Steam on. If you did that, Kurt, and you quit Steam, it will ruin your save game.
See, like, I don't know, but overall, I've loved the game. Like, as I said at the start, the gameplay's fun, the storyline's fun. You guys would know how much fun I've had playing with you guys.
Yeah.
But those are the few issues that I personally found myself, the loot and everything like that. Anyone else have anything else to say about Borderlands 2?
Yeah, can I just say one thing?
Yeah, mate.
Me and Chris now have a gambling problem within Borderlands. It's because if nobody's played Borderlands 2 yet, basically you can go into the bar and start playing the slot machines, and if you get a certain 3 pitches, you get items. And we've been wasting all the money we've been getting throughout the game on the slot machines. We are now officially gambling addicts. Thanks, Randy Pitchford, for making us gambling addicts.
I specifically do older quests to get more money just to gamble.
Yeah.
That is not healthy.
Chris is trying to beat me in winning the best item, because so far I have gotten the best weapon in the game.
I have to say one more thing about the game, and it is in relation to also the slot machines. I have never ever stood, I can say this officially, and I have never stood within a game with a friend playing co-op, bursting off in slot machines on who's getting the better shit. It's actually, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of exhilarating as well.
Yeah. It feels like you're really at the pokies, because you've got, like, so much shit you can win, but you got to watch out.
Except there are grenades.
Yeah,
except for the grenade. They suck a huge one.
Alright, guys.
I get shot on.
So we're going to move on from that. What I'm going to do right now is, in the future, there will be a segment in this section of the podcast where we review an indie game for the week. I know Nick will probably like that. He loves indie games. But we will review one.
Can I actually...
I would jump that straight away.
This is actually perfect for me, Kurt, because I was actually going to slip my own thing in here today. I'd like to review one today.
Sure, go for it, mate.
Alright, so probably no one really knows. Maybe Chris and Liam may know. But I downloaded a game through iTunes the other day on my phone. And, you know, I'm usually not very much of the iPhone or touch gamer. However, there was a game that came out not too long ago called Hexagon. Super Hexagon, in fact. Basically what it does, and I'll only be able to show it to you on the screen for a little bit, because it always, you just die instantly as soon as you start playing. You basically move your little character, who's an arrow, through a maze of constantly inward spawning hexagons. See, you can see it there? See how it's moving?
Yep.
And as you're moving your character, you have to basically dodge those obstacles. And as you get further and further, it speeds up, and it gets harder and harder. It is incredibly addictive. It is an awesome game. The coolest thing about it is there's no incentive to want to get better. Like, there's no, like, oh, you can unlock an item or anything like that. It's purely on the fact that you're getting a larger time, and it's on a leaderboard. Like, I know that if I just open it up right now, I go to my high scores. Currently, and there's a bunch of different modes as well. Currently in the world, I am ranked in the first mode called Hexagon, 1800th out of 52,000 people. So I'm in like the top, like 4%, or not even less than top,
Woo!
like
Yeah!
friggin'
Yeah!
0.02% in the world at that
You're
mode.
amazing.
And I can, and like, so you can see it there. You probably can't, you won't be able to read
Nah,
it.
I can't see anything.
No, not at all. But yeah,
No.
so having a live leaderboard, awesome game. Graphics are like suitable. They're not like amazing. Obviously, you're just a little triangle trying to get through a maze of hexagons. But the sound is incredible. Like it's just like really hard pumping techno soundtrack that actually beats to the colors and the hexagons that appear on the screen. If you guys have an iPhone, 99 cents, you must download it. It is incredible. It is. You will play it for ages. I sit on my lunch break now and just play Super Hexagon instead of watching StarCraft 2 videos. It's great.
I would play.
Also,
I
I
don't
don't
know,
have
there's
to
my
listen to that
little
commentator. Can I just say why I think that is also the perfect game for Shannon? The fact that it can probably never be completed is probably makes it the perfect game for you.
Alright, guys.
Legitimately, it's a great game, and it's really changed the way that I look at phone gaming because I
And
respect
Hexagon.
it as a good game.
Alright.
It's fantastic.
So this being this segment where we would review, and we did review this week, I guess. In the future, we would review a indie game in this section. We'll also, after we review it, we will buy the Scotch Gaming Podcast will buy the game, and we will host a competition through our Facebook page, where you can win. One person, a couple of people, whoever can win the game for yourselves. So look forward to that, guys.
Do we have an outlook of what game we are looking at?
Probably the first game we're doing, in perhaps maybe not next week, the week after, probably be Faster Than Light.
Okay, yep.
I assume. If you guys haven't heard of it, that's just a sneak preview, guys, just to whet your appetite a little bit. So look forward to that.
My appetite is wet.
Alright, so guys, that's pretty much the podcast for the week. I'm just gonna go around the table. Everyone could do their shout outs. Start with Shannon, Chris, Nick, then Liam. Go, Shannon.
Right, so yep, it's me, Shannon, signing off, aka Sideswipe. Want to take a shout out towards my good old family band, My Favorite Episode. You can check us out at Facebook.com/My Favorite Episode. The Australian spelling with OU as favorite, all one word. Check us out. We're a hardcore band from Melbourne. We're all right. Other than that, make sure you like Scotch Gaming, Facebook.com/Scotch Gaming Podcast. We'll continue doing this for you guys. And yeah, keep gaming.
Right,
Hey,
Chris?
I am the Chris. I've been wearing shorts this whole thing. You might think that I wear a shirt and tie, but I wear shorts as well. You can't see my unders. Anyway, in the future, me and Liam will we will fix up a new intro and Liam's new segment. With the recording eventually, so you guys will be able to hear that with actual good quality. Shannon's recording will use, so that'd be pretty cool. So tune in. Go for it.
I have bad news with my shout out. The world is coming to an end. Read all about it in Game Guide 21, out this month in Game Informer with Mario on the cover.
Awesome.
Nice.
Alright, Nick. Liam, sorry.
As Liam signing off, mate. Yeah, just check out our bit, My Favorite Episode, as Shannon said, and fish you later.
Alright, guys, and this is Krazak. You can reach me on @Krazak, obviously. This has been episode 5 of the Scotch Gaming Podcast. You can reach us on Hotmail at scotchgaming@hotmail.com or on Twitter @ScotchGaming. You can also find our Facebook page, which I highly encourage you to go to and like. We will be hosting our competitions in there for the future. You can also find all our links to previous shows and future shows and everything we do. We'll be putting up a bunch of random streams of games that we do at www.facebook.com/Scotch Gaming Podcast. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you tune in next week and have a good one. And this is our outro. Goodbye.